Hi, my Bitcoin followers! Why BTC is superior to altcoins? Well, if you have been following the cryptocurrency market, you might have noticed by now that every time Bitcoin's price goes down, alternative cryptocurrency prices commonly called altcoins to follow. The opposite is equally true. When the price of Bitcoin rallies, we expect altcoin to go up in price shortly after. But why does this happen? Well, in today's video, we'll explain that. Without further ado, let's begin. By entering the current bull run, the cryptocurrency market has shown investors all over the globe that it can stand the test of time. People have regained their trust in crypto and are seeking to buy Bitcoin with credit cards to participate in the financial revolution. Investors are often looking at alternate cryptocurrency to make considerable profits by trading in and out of them. However, aspiring traders and investors should always be aware that the market heavily depends on one cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. But what makes Bitcoin so important that an entire industry follows it so closely? If we made the parallel to stock markets, it would be ludicrous to think that all of the Nasdaq would crash just because of Microsoft stocks, for instance. Being the pioneer in this new industry has put a lot of weight on Bitcoin's shoulders over the years. However, this has also allowed the original cryptocurrency to cement itself as a sure store of value, increasing its popularity to astronomical levels. No matter what anyone says, Bitcoin was the coin that put cryptocurrency into the mainstream. The seemingly simple concept behind Bitcoin caught on with the general public, driving its price to the coveted $60,000 plus levels we are seeing today. It paved the way for an entire industry, and today, almost anyone involved in crypto owns at least some Bitcoin. Worth noting is that, to this day, Bitcoin is the only crypto whose creator has remained completely anonymous. As a direct result of its increasing popularity and value, we saw a proliferation of Bitcoin clones during the years after its release. For instance, the first altcoin to see mainstream adoption, Litecoin, uses a copy of the Bitcoin code with the goal of becoming a lighter and faster version of the original. Many other such clones exist, such as Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond, and dozens more. While each one tries to become a better version of Bitcoin, most of the time, they just follow its lead. Bitcoin is based on a proof-of-work mechanism that is ensured by more than 18 million miners participating in Bitcoin's decentralized network, the blockchain. This volume of participants has an effect of a high level of decentralization of the network, ensuring flawless security of the Bitcoin payment system. Because of its pioneering status, investors often consider Bitcoin as the reserve currency of the cryptocurrency market, similar to the USD in the global stock market. Furthermore, many cryptocurrency trading platforms do not propose crypto to fiat trading due to the compliance and regulatory measures of their countries. As such, a large number of investors initially invest in Bitcoin to trade it for altcoins and try to make profits thereafter. Most pure crypto traders never even compare altcoin prices to fiat currencies. Instead, they compare their value to BTC, as it is the market pair that matters the most to them. As such, it's completely understandable to see the entire market prices drop when Bitcoin's market sentiment plummets. If you are enjoying the video, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos about Bitcoin. One more fundamental reason behind altcoins following Bitcoin is because altcoin prices are typically measured in Bitcoin. The original crypto assets may be flanked by over 3,000 competitors, but it still commands over half of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. This domination of the crypto market affords Bitcoin a lot of influence and control. In addition, most altcoins can't be purchased directly using fiat currency. Instead, the majority of buyers purchase some Bitcoin first. Therefore, if someone holding altcoin wants out of the crypto industry altogether, it's most likely they will first have to sell their assets for Bitcoin and then convert Bitcoin back to fiat currency. This symbolic relationship means that the value of different altcoins is often tied to Bitcoin. As a result, an altcoin's value is often measured against the price of Bitcoin, so the price of altcoins could go down if Bitcoin goes down. And conversely, the price of altcoins could go up if Bitcoin goes up. Usually, you're going to have one leader, and everyone follows the leader because they're all interconnected, says Michael Dunworth, CEO of Wire, a company using blockchain technology to build effective ways of transferring money. As we'll discover, this rule of thumb doesn't always hold true, but there is also something to be said for Bitcoin acting as a reserve currency for the biggest crypto exchanges. According to Glassnode, there is just over 2.6 million Bitcoin sitting on crypto exchanges globally. In June 2020, the total amount of Bitcoin held on exchanges hit a year-long low of 2,310,466. When there is an increase in the outflow of Bitcoin from the industry's largest exchanges, investors tend to view this as a positive sign for the currency. This is because investors expect Bitcoin to enter into an accumulation phase, meaning a bull market may be around the corner. This confidence can trickle down to competing altcoins and benefit the wider crypto market. As we can see, there are plenty of reasons why altcoin prices usually follow that of Bitcoin. However, sometimes Bitcoin drops in value while altcoins experience a surge in value. A fundamental reason for this is that investors with a watchful eye will pull money out of their Bitcoin investments and instead pivot to altcoins that are showing promise. Conversely, if Bitcoin does experience a bull run on its own, investors can pivot back to the leading cryptocurrency to enjoy a ride of their own. Yet, even within the altcoin price surges, it isn't necessarily true that all altcoins will obey the same rules or behaviors in the same way. Contrary to traditional markets, cryptocurrency markets do not always crash and boom in unison. In July 2020, Changpeng Zhao, CEO of crypto exchange Binance, suggested that not all altcoins will benefit from the next alt season. Historically, there were not many types of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was the largest, oldest, and most established by a significant margin. Similarly, reliable stable coins were not widely available until late 2017. For this reason, it made sense that on most centralized exchanges, all crypto trading occurred versus Bitcoin. For example, if you wanted to trade ETH, you needed to trade it for Bitcoin. This created a dynamic by which new investors needed to fund their trading accounts first with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin was subsequently trading for alts. Bitcoin is the original cryptocurrency that jump-started the entire industry. This pioneering status has enabled it with a multi-billion user base, which in turn helped skyrocket its price and provide the most secure network in the ecosystem. It's important to understand that Bitcoin often has the final word when it comes to market sentiment. Experienced traders and investors always check Bitcoin before buying or selling their altcoin position. So guys, let me know down in the comments section below. Do you have any questions? For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome and interesting videos related to Bitcoin. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.